turkey carcass with hand-torn noodles. So it's the day after Thanksgiving, you have this huge turkey carcass and you feel really guilty because you're about to throw it out. We're gonna actually make a turkey carcass soup and we're gonna add hand-torn noodles. An idea we picked up in South Korea is a very simple dough made by hand. Knead it for a few minutes and then let it rest, tear off pieces into the soup and they cook in 5 minutes. First thing to do is make a stock. If you grew up when I did ages ago, you were taught the French method of putting a carcass like a chicken or turkey in the oven for an hour or more and you brown the bones. Well, that works if there's no meat on the bones. If you look at this, you got a ton of flavor here. It's not just bones. So you don't have to throw in the oven. It's a waste of time. So we're going to start with some leeks. Leeks are the best thing you can use to create flavor in a stock or a soup. If you listen to aromatics being sautéed, this is what you want to hear. So this is a nice happy sound. Now you can see there's just a ton of meat still here, skin full of fat, the neck, 3 quarts of water, a little kosher salt, bay, and garlic. And we're just gonna simmer this for about an hour and a half, and it's gonna have an amazing flavor. And we're gonna add hand-torn noodles to this. So you have flour, you have a little salt, and this is just like making any pasta dough, right? You're gonna start with a well in the center, a third cup of water, and now we're just gonna start working the water into the flour to make a dough. At first it's gonna look dry, which it is. Don't add more water unless you really have to. It's almost coming together. It needs a little bit more. There you go. It's like making pie dough. You want to lightly flour the surface, you don't want too much. And I'm just gonna knead this for a few minutes. You can do this in a food processor in about a minute. Now, it starts out feeling dry. You can tell as you go, it's gonna feel a little moister, more like a real dough. So now it's starting to feel softer. It's not wet, but it's not dry. So there we have our little ball of dough. Okay, big pieces gotta come out here. By the way, you can tell this broth is super flavorful. You just look at the color, right? It's not water, it's a rich ochre yellowish color. It's great. Then the rest we will strain here. Here's a little trick someone taught me years ago. A ladle is the same shape as a strainer. It's a bowl, and it's really good for getting excess liquid through the strainer. We'll add this back. We're gonna take half a cup of the stock and we're gonna add a little mustard to it. This is gonna add a little more flavor. Carrot, celery, more leeks, and we're gonna simmer that for about 10 minutes just until the vegetables are tender. So this is rested. Just pull off little pieces like this. In Italy, they make pasta all the time by hand or by rolling it out. This is the easiest pasta in the world, and it's fun. We add the additional turkey meat. After 5 minutes, you want to just take a taste of the noodles to make sure they're cooked. Those are good. I love salt. I'm gonna put a little more salt in, add a little bit more pepper. This is the mustard mixture. If you're adding seasonings that are spicy or strong, go with half and then taste it. You can always put more in, you can't take it out. That's all I'm gonna use. I mean, I like balance, so I think this gives you a nice hint at the base. I don't think I'd want to use all of it, at least not for this soup. So there we are. Now, if you wanted to at the end, you could add a little lemon juice or vinegar. You could add some fresh dill, would actually be good with this. Leftover turkey carcass soup with hand-torn noodles is really my way of celebrating Thanksgiving twice. Once on Thursday and once on Friday.